Hello and welcome to another edition of Lab Rats. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And this is the show where we demystify technology and we show you gadgets and we talk about tech. And today on the show, a revolutionary new breakthrough product that we decided we're going to feature an entire show around because it kind of has done something that nobody else has done before.
Made us want to pick up an Android tablet?
You kind of, yeah. No, so today we're going to look at the Sony Tablet S.
Called the Sony Tablet S, yes.
Right, which is you can see right here on the desk.
Yeah.
And we're very excited about it because it sort of has done what nobody else has done before, which is kind of made Android relevant on the tablet. I mean, with the exception perhaps of the Samsung Galaxy being was it Galaxy Tab,
yeah,
right?
Galaxy Tab, yeah.
But what? So give me without giving it all away, what's the one sentence sell line on this?
Well, I think the big thing that Sony has done is brought in some of the things that they do elsewhere in their business into the world of the tablet and actually added value to the tablet experience. So it's not just a nerdy window into technology, it actually bolts into other aspects of your life as well in a way that some of the other tablets just don't.
Just can't have enough to do. Good, cool. All right, well, there you go. So today on the show, the Sony Tablet S. We're going to show you the ins and outs of why it's a breakout or breakthrough product and might give the iPad a run for its money.
We'll see.
That's today on
Lab Rats. Tab Rats.
Welcome back to Lab Rats. So before we get started, VeriSign, of course, is the company that's trusted to run and safeguard .com and .net, a partner company of Two Cows, our parent. And so you guys may have heard of these guys. They are a company really that is responsible for managing some really key parts of the internet. If VeriSign wasn't around, there would be no internet. So if you want to learn more about this most important company and really get a sense of who they are, you can zip on over to the website at VeriSignInc.com/connect, VeriSignInc.com/connect, and find out more about how they safeguard .com and .net. Excellent. All right, so let's get on with this phenomenon called the Tablet S. Phenomenon.
Right, so
tell me why it's so amazing.
Well, as mentioned before the break, it is an Android tablet. That's not necessarily the amazing part, although there aren't so many Android tablets out there that are really designed to be tablets. A lot of the previous ones that we saw actually used previous version of Android that wasn't exactly optimized for it. This is one of the ones that uses a version of Android that is optimized for tablets. It's running Honeycomb.
Honeycomb. So
right.
Honeycomb is I guess the first version of Android optimized for a tablet. And then it precedes the next version, which is Ice Cream Sandwich.
Yeah, which will add some extra functionality.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
all
so
right. It's hard to keep up with all these dessert names.
Yeah, there's a lot. Android moves forward fairly quickly, and when they change the dessert name, they change certain functions, but not necessarily a whole lot. So yeah, it is a little bit hard to keep up with. Andrew, our colleague, did a breakdown of the history of Android and what you could see in each of these dessert names and numbered versions at the beginning in Android.
It's a good episode
Weekly.
on Android Weekly,
yeah,
right?
So that'll help keep it straight. But all you need to know is this one is designed, the operating system on here is designed for tablets. And then Sony has taken a layer of Sony capability, the things that they do in their other spaces around the consumer electronics space, and added them in on top of that to make it even better.
And that's the special sauce in this particular. This is what makes this wondrous, right?
I think so. So a lot of these other companies that are out there, some of them do work in other consumer electronics spaces like Samsung, but they haven't necessarily taken a lot of that capability, them and LG, and actually really found a way to integrate that in a really complete way. There's a little bit here and a little bit there, but this is the first one that we've seen that really takes that specialty and sort of melds it all together.
So what's one of the hot, cool features that, that demonstrates that?
Yeah, well,
besides the lanyard, by the way.
Yeah, well, here we go. This you may see on Sony digital cameras to make sure that you don't dump it into the drink.
Yes.
So you're probably not going to be dumping the tablet into the drink, but who knows? Maybe you want to link your hand into it while you're holding it. So
that's hilarious. So feature number one is a lanyard.
Feature number one is a
lanyard.
Good. Let's do a little quick hardware overview so you can actually see a few things about this that make it sort of a bit different. So put our stand over there. So you can see the tablet here. It looks like a tablet from the front. When you turn it sideways, though, that's a bit different.
Ooh, it's cool.
So it's a bit of a wedge shape. And you'd think, okay, that doesn't seem like that would work in the hand like the other tablets do. So,
Yep.
but you know, oddly enough, when you're holding it in your hand like this, it's actually reasonably comfortable. It's weighted well so that it doesn't feel awkward,
Lopsided or anything.
or
yeah.
lopsided.
Yep.
When you're holding it like this, and you've got the skinnier section in one hand and the thicker one in the other hand, again, you'd think it would be weird, but not really, because this sort of feels like a magazine that's folded over on itself.
Yeah.
You can see the line that goes around just like a magazine would when you're doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a little bit odd looking and not used to it, and people would think it's weird, but it's not. It really actually works. Got the buttons up here hidden away, so the power button and the buttons for volume up here hidden away in the recess so you don't hit them by mistake.
Yeah, and they're kind of all the way over here, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so like on other tablets, they're literally right on the sides, and just picking it up and touching it, you might actually hit the power button or the volume by mistake. We do have on this side over here a little USB thing for connecting and syncing, but it also has underneath here, hard to do this, it's got an SD card slot as well, so you can have external memory on this as well. And on each side, you've got a speaker on here, so you can actually hear what's going on. I've got the power connector on this one thin edge, which is a little bit odd. It makes it a little bit awkward for connecting it, but it does work. But on this side, you don't see much here. It's just black. But what you've got hidden in here is an infrared sensor. So it receives and transmits infrared. And this is one of the real key features of this.
Ooh.
So we've got, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So otherwise, it looks pretty much like an Android tablet. You can see the same layout that you'd expect. It's got the software keys down here for going back and for going home. It doesn't have hardware keys on here. Has the camera on the front and one on the back as well over here. So
Wow.
we have two different types of cameras.
So good for Skyping.
So good for Skyping
Yeah.
or for just taking pictures, I guess. Tablet experience is pretty much what you'd expect on an Android tablet. You have the multiple screens and the ability to add special widgets or links to your apps on this.
What's the res on the camera?
Res on the camera, unclear to me. We'll be digging a bit on and finding out what the actual resolution is.
You got it. Okay.
But since they have Sony Ericsson in-house as well, I suspect that it's not being cheaped out on here as well. So you've got all of your apps available through the apps icon up here, so you can see everything that you've got installed on here, even if it's hidden otherwise. You can go back here to this. And then it's got a few other Sony-specific things up here, and we'll talk about those in a second. So
that's the hardware, the IR. Now, so what's the point of the IR beamer thingy? Because that is an odd thing to have on a tablet.
It is odd, and we've seen devices in the past, like cell phones and whatnot, that had IR on them, and you think, well, why are you going to use them? Well, you can turn things on and off. With your cell phone, maybe not so obvious why you'd want to do that. But when you've got a tablet, where are you going to be?
Living room?
You're going to be in the living room, sitting on the couch, surfing the net, so you can do all that sort of stuff here. You can email, surf the net on this, do all the other things you can typically do on a tablet. But you're also going to be sitting in front of your TV, right? So why not have a way to control it? And you can. So we've got a remote control application here, and you can see we've got a few items on here. We've got the TV and the network video player, which is, in this case, our TV here, and our network video player, which is the little Apple TV beside it. So I'm going to come around here, and you can just see when I press the on-off button here, it should turn the TV on and off like so. So you can do that without going into the remote, but you can also go into the actual TV remote here. We've got a gesture pad, which allows us to, just with a swipe of our finger, do the volume up or do forward. You can actually adjust which ones it does in the setup process, but you also have the full remote here, which actually allows you to control individual things. So all the things that you'd find on your remote. And you'll notice that this right here is not a Sony TV. It's a Sharp TV.
It's a Sharp TV, yeah.
And so you can set this up. It has a long list of various manufacturers and remotes. Sony's always at the top, but you can also set them up or program it yourself by just sort of pointing your remote at the remote sensor here. And
so they haven't excluded the competition?
Excluded. No. You can use this for anything you happen to have. So it would be silly if you'd buy this and then have to go buy a Sony TV. You'll just be annoyed by that.
That's interesting because, of course, so Logitech has that Harmony remote, right? It's $200-300 for the pretty advanced one. So, and this is what you said, $500?
Well, it's $500 for the tablet.
The tablet?
Yeah, but then you have the tablet, so really the remote capability on there is free. So
That's cool.
So we'll go back to the device list here. You can switch between your devices from that particular thing, but then you can, adding a new one is just that simple. Easy registration to add a device, or you can learn from the remote control if you want to press the buttons if it doesn't appear on the list. We're going to hit next. Choose the category here. It's TV, but we can choose from all these other things, including old school components like DVDs, VCRs, whatnot. And then when we click through to the actual category, you see Sony's at the top here, but you can scroll down on this list and see all types of different ones.
Amazing stuff.
Okay, so there you go. So now what we've got is basically a control panel for your living room. Anything that can be controlled using IR, you can now just sit there and use this without having to pick up another remote and do that.
I got it. Yeah. Okay, good.
So.
All right, good. So so the Sony consumer electronics universe comes in there.
Yeah.
What else does Sony make that integrates here?
Well, all of the tablets have their various e-reading capabilities. And Sony already has their own store because they have some e-reader devices that are very dedicated to e-reading. But now you can take the things that you've bought on there and bring them over here. So if we actually go
This could be your ebook reader?
Yeah, it can be your ebook reader. If we go over to the right screen that has it, we can click on Reader, and up it pops. So we've got a short story that I purchased here, and then we can scroll through it here in two pages at a time mode, and again you just swipe to the different pages by using your finger there, and and you can do all the other things. You can highlight and search, like you could with the e-reader. Can go into this mode as well, so you can actually read it in the same way that you do a traditional ebook.
Cool.
So
awesome.
So there's that. Again, it's the Sony store. You just sign up for an account in that, and then you can start downloading stuff. And I believe you can also get stuff out of the library for libraries that support Sony's interface. You can do that with the e-readers themselves. I'm assuming you can do the same here. So
Good. Now, Sony, of course, having one of the competitive game consoles, PS3, what about that support?
Well, this is one of the big things that has been being bandied about for a while is PlayStation capability and compatibility on these devices. So there have been a few things out there that have been talking about it. There's their Xperia Play that's come out recently. They have PlayStation compatibility on there. And now this is the first tablet that has PlayStation compatibility. Not really surprising considering it's from Sony. So we actually have Crash Bandicoot here, which is one of the PlayStation games. And we're going to continue.
This is a PlayStation 1?
The PlayStation 1 games at this point, yeah.
Right.
So the graphics aren't going to be super duper, but you know, you have the controls on the side of the screen.
That's hilarious.
And you can play these games. Now, at this point, there's a pinball game and there's Crash Bandicoot on the tablet as we got it.
Yeah.
Down the road, you'll be able to get other games through their PlayStation Network and load them on here. At this point, there's not a lot out there. And this is one of the ongoing criticisms of this whole thing is, yes, that's one of the ongoing criticisms of this is there's a lot of talk about this and not much action. This is one of the first real things that we're seeing out there that might start to change that.
Wow, you can totally see the trajectory for this product line now.
Yes.
Wow, amazing
It's
stuff.
virtually everything that Sony does, theoretically, you'll see some of that in here, potentially.
Yeah,
So.
really cool. Okay, good. All right, well, thanks a lot. All right, so $500 for that?
Yeah, 16 gigabyte version Wi-Fi. There's a 32 gigabyte version Wi-Fi for a bit more, and then there's 3G versions available. And again, this will depend on your market and the world, which ones you're going to be able to get and what the pricing is.
There you go, the Sony Tablet S, a real contender now for, we think anyway, for the iPad tablet market. You know, maybe we'll give it a run for its money.
We'll see.
Good, we'll see in the Android world. All right, well, let's take a break, and when we come back, we've got your clip of the week as well as your pictures. That's after this. Welcome back to Lab Rats. So now is the time where we look at clips that we can find on butterscotch.com. And this week we're taking a look at an Android app, on 60-second app for NASA fans, apparently.
NASA.
So
Spacey.
It's a spacey app. So let's have a quick look at that when we come back. Your pictures. That's after this.
Welcome on deck. I'm Matt Harris.
Hi, I'm Jay Goldman.
Welcome to the A-List.
Hi, welcome to Miss Download.
The homepage is broken down to subcategories to make navigation easier. From here you can check out videos and stunning images from NASA's library, as well as news and features associated with the organisation. One of the really awesome features is the live streaming of NASA TV and access to schedules. Just remember, you will need a Flash plugin to view this content. If you're interested in NASA's missions, this tab even gives you a breakdown of launch schedules and possible sighting opportunities. And there's even a link to a map of all the NASA centers, and you can directly access Twitter feeds from around the agency.
Welcome back. So if you want to see the entire episode of 60-Second App Android, that NASA app, you can zip on over to butterscotch.com and visit this URL here on the screen so that you too can see if you should get old Spacey on your Android device.
What was the name of that app again?
Spacey Android NASA app? I don't know.
NASA. We got to talk about that every time we have a chance. It's just one of those things.
It's kind of become a Lab Rats meme. All right. So now is the time on the show where we dance. It's picture time, picture time, picture time.
Most half-hearted dancing ever.
Okay, come on. Okay, so how many pictures today?
We have 2 for you, sir.
2.
Okay, so first up, we have from, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Is it Gina or Gina? One of those two, I'm hoping. A picture of a cat here.
You're funny.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, you got to sometimes tell us where you are, how to say your name if, you know, if we're
How
not
do you
sure.
spell it, Jinaa?
J-I-N-A-A.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, so this is Jinaa's cat. And one thing I'd like to point out here, and it's not the thing you think I'm going to point out here, the cat is being held by its owner here. See, proof that this cat actually has an owner.
Yes.
And, you know, that is important to some people around here. Who
Well, so we've been bugging
males.
Paul to get a cat, and he says he's got 2 cats.
Yeah.
And but he won't show us a picture of him and the cats to prove that he actually owns the cat.
I showed you
So on
cats eating.
So on the future, he showed some cats eating, not his cats necessarily.
No, those are Mulder and Scully, my cats.
So we're going to see an episode. We're going to see Paul with his cats, Mulder and Scully, on a future episode. So
Yeah, and this right
Stay
here
tuned.
is proof. He can no longer say, who takes a picture of themselves with their cat?
yes,
It's right
Janaa
here.
does apparently.
It's right here. And the thing that you may have thought I was going to say, notice the cat has 2 different colored eyes.
It does.
One brown and one blue.
It's beautiful.
And there's a specific term for that, which escapes me at the moment. But
2-eyed cat,
Yes. Yes.
polycolor-eyed cat.
It's one of those technical scientific terms, but I'm going to call it David Bowie syndrome.
Yes.
And since Janaa didn't tell us what the cat's name was, we're just going to call the cat David Bowie. So there we go. That's a lot of talk expended on one picture. So let's move on.
All right, let's move on.
So thank you for sending that, though. Next is our pal Mark Sissons, and he is sending a picture of his dog, Lady.
Oh, smartest dog ever, he said.
Yes, and
Half German Shepherd, half poodle or something, no?
I don't know. It's
alive.
asleep.
It's asleep. It's a tired dog.
That's why the dog is smart, is when it gets tired, it sleeps.
Yes.
When I get tired, I still have to work another 6 hours.
That's right.
Because he'll get mad otherwise.
I will. Anyway, apparently smartest dog ever. And tired.
And tired.
A tired dog. But anyway, there you go. All right, well, thank you. And that was from Mark.
That was from Mark.
Mark, thank you for sending your picture of your dog. We like that. And Janaa, thank you very much.
And don't forget, we're wrapping this whole shebang up ourselves in
That's right.
10 episodes.
In 10 episodes, Lab Rats will fade out for the final time. So if you want to send in your tributes, if you want to send in your favorite moments, be sure to do that too.
Feedback@labrats.tv.
Because we're going to include all of your comments, all of your favorite clips in one of our final episodes, if not the final episode, depending on how it goes.
Yeah, I think we may spread them out too, so who knows? We'll see.
Okay, so the countdown's on, so keep an eye on all the next 10 episodes because they're going to be the best ever. We're not done yet. Anyway, that's it for Lab Rats this week. It would be foolish for us to be here showing you our Tablet S if you were out there going, I don't want to buy anything else from Sony unless it does everything. Woo! And you're going to say that too. My name is Andy Walker.
Sean Carruthers.
We'll see you next time.